So what do you consider some of like the weirdest or oddest missions that you've done so far? In terms of something like, you know, the 60-degree arcs and the rain squalls in the Gulf of Mexico.
Sorry, that one's right up there with what are your biggest concerns during the day?
Yeah.
Complete
I mean,
silence.
definitely just like the most, random things happening. This past cruise to Kingman Palmyra was one of those strange ones. Not bad, just strange. Like a lot of things happened at the same time. What else?
Saw a sandal.
That was pretty strange. Sandal at the bottom of the ocean.
Not just anywhere, but pretty remote spot.
It's a bird. It's a fish. No, it's a sandal.
Yeah, that kind of snapped my record right away. I was hoping to have an
hope we don't
expedition
find
with
any
no
trash.
and I was like, well, shoot. We're doing a live event next week. If you're following along online, check out our social media for the promotion. Taylor Ann Smith, our science manager, studies microplastics as her research in her non-Nautilus life ashore. And we're partnering up with OceanWise, which is a nonprofit committed to helping inspire people about conservation of the ocean, and they do a lot of work on marine plastics. So we're going to do a public live event. Anybody can join and hear about trash in the deep sea and microplastics specifically, which Taylor Ann collected samples off of Nautilus for in the last couple of years for her research. So yeah, follow us on our social channels. Check out that event. It's going to be next Tuesday. It will be really great.
You should bring up, ask Taylor Ann how many pieces of kelp she's gotten stuck in the Hercules suction sampler system.
And to answer the question in chat, no, we did not find the other sandal, just one.
Yes, this was a single sandal. Which is not the weirdest trash. Rice cooker, dryer, Okeanos found a shipping container.
The famous rice cooker with the octopus bomb inside and protecting her brood.
You found a rice cooker with an octomom inside?
Yeah, we were cruising across the seabed and we had a little time, which is not totally uncommon, but not, it's not often we can stop and play with something like that. So we were going to pick it up, and we opened the lid, and we kind of accidentally let go of it, and the lid slammed back shut again. What? There's no current or anything, and we opened the lid again, and there was a mom inside, and she was pulling the lid down, and she was clutching she had a brood of babies in there with her, octopus eggs.
So what do you do in that situation? Do you just leave the rice cooker there? Or?
Yeah, of course we left it, yeah. She was it's pretty clever for an octopus to open the lid of a rice cooker and use that as a nest to, brood her young in.
Yeah, ROVs aren't really good tools for picking up trash from the seafloor. Lots of tangly bits to get stuck in. Limited biobox space. I feel like a rice cooker would be like the single one type of trash you could pick up because it would be very contained and you could get it, but in general, it's not really our practice to pick them up.
Does Nautilus have any capabilities of like deep sea, or any plans for deep sea like cleanup, or
mental checklist?
Just mapping?
Not really. There's a lot of challenges in removing trash from the ocean once it's in the ocean because it becomes biofoul that ends up with eggs attached. Lots of tiny creatures, maybe like larval fireworms, like the buoys work, that would be like riding on things and hitching along. So any of those projects that kind of like filter or pick trash from the ocean end up impacting a lot of other things along the way. So the best thing we can do to like mitigate trash getting into the ocean is stopping it from getting there in the first place. So stopping it at river mouths, investing in proper trash handling systems, which don't maybe sound that sexy, like being like, we should fund our trash and recycling centers more to help save the ocean, but is really a super great answer about how you cut off kind of the stream of plastics and trash coming into the ocean is managing it and containing it. You know, every time a trash can blows over and blows its trash out somewhere, it could get into a stream or river, eventually the ocean.
So recycle, everybody.
We've hit that magic magic
Deck
ceiling.
control van, radio check.
Deck, loud and clear.
Copy that.
What's that, Dan?
Bridge, control van, radio check.
Usually around this depth we hit some kind
Control 1, loud and clear, bridge.
I don't know if it's
Copy.
temperature inversion or what, but it slows our
speed?
Yeah, we fall below the
Oh, interesting.
15 meters a minute, so you think you're going to be early and you're like, oh, I should slow down, but then Bob has described it in Alvin too, coming up. It's like you hit a glass ceiling and it just, I don't know, like the temperatures. You go to one of the Grafana pages and look at the temperature graph. I don't know if we go through a spike or what. We're up to like 10 degrees now.
Temperature.
So the tilt actuator is now, it works just like it does on deck.
It's happy.
Yeah, so it's like
Control, deck, can you give me wire out?
two, 260.
260.
We can look at it later.
Roger, 260.
Alt tab. We'll get your Grafana back there.
So for those of you watching at home, if you look on our satellite feed 3, specifically, or on our YouTube channel, you go to feed 3, you can actually see our people on deck starting to get ready to receive our ROVs, which are coming up shortly, actually.
Now, so as we do the recovery, we'll kind of stop answering questions, but let you listen in to the ROV pilots and the navigators on SPL. You'll be able to hear the radio back and forth with the deck and the bridge to hear that evolution and progression of getting the vehicles back on deck. May everybody communicate there. What you'll see as we get there is we'll first bring Atalanta back on board through the A-frame. That's being lifted by the winch back inside, securing 2 hooks onto the vehicle and pulling it in with the tuggers. We'll secure Atalanta on deck and then pull the daisy chain, the release line that lets us separate the umbilical, the tether between Hercules and Argus, from the lift line that will go onto the crane. And once we have that line in hand, it'll attach to the crane and begin hauling in Hercules with the crane, basically shortening the distance between the crane and Hercules relative to the vehicle, the line between the 2 vehicles. And that'll pull Hercules around the port side
Yeah, go ahead.
of the ship and eventually up underneath the crane to be lifted back on board.
Roger, all the way through Atlanta and possibly Herc. Once we get Atlanta on board, we'll look at where we're at.
Hi, Dave. Welcome to the van. Maybe, yeah, we can answer one more. How long do people go out on Nautilus at a time? It depends what role you're in. Our crews sail for months and months. Sometimes up to 6 months at a time. Other folks will sail a couple expeditions in a row, maybe 3. You know, that would be 3 months-ish. A lot of other folks will join just for a single one. So almost 30 people came on to Nautilus in the transition between the mapping expedition and this ROV expedition, and then a lot of those folks will transition back home at the end of the month-long expedition.
Another question we have is, what do you guys do in your downtime on board?
How about you, Matt? What do you like to do?
Oh, well, we have a gym. I like to spend at least about an hour in there, and then because my shift or my watch starts at 4 in the morning, I like to mainly stay unconscious during most of my downtime, just napping throughout the day.
Solid. Yeah. There's a lounge on board, so it's kind of like a living room. We can watch Nautilus live dives. We can, there's fascinating people from all over the world on board. We spend a lot of time playing cards, playing games, just talking story, getting to know each other. It's a really fun community that forms, and then you also, it's precious time, right? You're out here, you're experiencing these same things together. You have just a few weeks to get to know each other, and then it's one of the joys of the work is you're also connected with these people forever. You've shared these experiences, so it's nice to try and be present and enjoy that time for sure. So yeah, there's lots of cards. There's a mean cribbage tournament that always gets going.
Oh man, I really wish I was good at it. I just lose.
Oh, you don't have to be good at it. That's fine. I also just lose. We should just lose.
Exactly, exactly.
Be perfect.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, teamwork. So not long to wait after this dive. We'll be back in the water. Our plan is to dive again in 4 hours, which is like the fastest we turn the vehicles around, so that's super speedy. Kukui will be hustling in the lab to get all the samples processed in this first dive.
Yeah, excited to see what we have.
What are you most looking forward to seeing?
I'm gonna have to say the sea cucumbers. I always get really excited when I see them on the screen. Also the rocks too. I never really got a chance to ever look at rocks, like deeply into rocks before, so that'll also be exciting.
It'll be awesome. It's a little like Christmas morning or whatever holiday you celebrate, like whatever holiday morning, everyone's like standing with the sample bins, just like ready to jump out towards the ROV, look inside the presents.
And the rocks are kind of like the Russian dolls, where it's a
There's
gift
just
within
more.
a gift.
What do you mean gift within the gift? Do you mean like what's inside of the rock? Or
Right,
is there
exactly.
more rocks inside of the rock, inside of the rock, inside of the rock?
Okay, it doesn't go that deep, but just opening the bin and then also opening the rock.
I'm super excited. Brandon, you can maybe we can work on a little social media series, tweet out, Instagram out some photos of like what it looks like on the outside, and then like crack them open and what they look like on the inside. We made a photo album in a previous expedition, but I know there'll be so many to see. It'll be really cool to see what the variety is inside them.
Yeah, we don't know what we're gonna get. Hopefully we're not hyping it up too much.
Never. We're never hyping it up enough.
It's gonna be the coolest thing ever.
They are really, really cool.
I'm personally hoping to see some big CPX grains, or clinopyroxene grains.
What?
These big black grains.
Okay.
Very pretty.
How
Unlikely
big,
to
how
see.
big is a grain? Like rice sized inside these rocks or smaller?
It could be rice size. It could be even bigger
Whoa.
if we're lucky.
And how do those form?
They crystallize in the magma. From the magma. Usually these rocks form quickly, so the grain size will be a lot smaller because the minerals don't have time to crystallize. But sometimes you can find big crystals in a basalt. Usually they're aphanitic, which is a texture where it's fine-grained, but sometimes you can find.
Ooh, what's that vocabulary word?
Aphanitic?
Aphanitic.
Yeah.
That could be the word of the watch, team. Aphanitic.
Aphanitic. Aphanitic.
And there's also porphyritic, is that
Right.
right? Or
Yep.
what is that?
That's coarse-grained.
Okay, okay.
Yep, that's like your granite, big crystals. Yeah.
And then aphanitic is the more
Fine
finer
grained,
grain.
yeah.
Okay.
That's a big time Scrabble word.
Right? And the texture name is escaping me, so somebody's probably mad, but when you find coarse-grained minerals within a fine-grained rock, there's a texture for that too.
Cool.
Which is what I want to see.
Nice. So what you see with the ROV cameras is we get them in a position so that we can quickly shut off the high voltage power as soon as the vehicles are out of the water so that the team is safe doing their recovery. So that means we end up stowing the arm, kind of holding it back close to the porch, tilting the cameras down, and just kind of pulling in the sample bins so they're tight and closed so that in the rough water kind of jostling the vehicle around at the surface, none of the samples will escape. So that kind of is one of the preparations. The other preparations going on right now in the van, the navigators and ROV pilots are chatting together right now, being sure they have a good read on the data we have coming in and understanding how the ship is holding station. Look at it moving through the water with a super cool sunset shot right astern, which is like awesome to watch, kind of glowing. This the video team is all here since this is our first dive. We're doing a lot of training still, getting everyone ready for this sequence. Cool part of this expedition is we have interns in every department on board right now, along with our very own Matt, our guest student, the Swiss Army knife of interns, as I like you crafted your description. So there's a lot of new team members, you know, just kind of building their experience, getting their feet wet in this, so it like makes the expeditions the best. It also means these first few dives, there's a lot happening at these moments of transition as everyone gets comfortable in their seat.
I think as of right now, the majority of us are actually on the 48 watch.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, that's true. We have Gibson as an intern.
Mm-hmm.
Kukui as an intern. So we've got two
Two
interns. Yeah.
Brendan and then myself. And
yeah. Oh yeah, first-time Nautilus sailors. We have a big-time first-time Nautilus sailor watch.
it's very green.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, happy to have you.
Deck control van.
Hey, go ahead.
That's a picture we need.
Winch has
Everybody
stopped
uses
at
their
50
first time on
meters.
Nautilus, like
Right.
one big group picture.
Roger, 50 meters. Taking control down here.
All right, so we're at 50 meters, so we'll
Bridge deck. We're going to bring the vehicle up and recover.
Into the team making this recovery.
Deck,
Good
do
night,
you want to
everybody.
reduce thrust when we recover Atalanta?
Yeah, that'd be great. Will you handle that one?
Copy that.
Bridge deck. Are we clear for bringing the vehicle up?
Roger, you can proceed.
Here we go.
Yep. Copy that. Yep. Atlanta light banks 1 through 6 off. Light bank 2 doesn't exist, correct? All off. Rest of sensors on. Rest of sensors, leave those on. Thrusters too. Roger. Thrusters off. Look at the watercolor now. Oh. Zeus is looking up. Yeah. That color change came from turning the lights off, or? Cool. Launch recovery. The speed readout's kind of, because that's because they're powering up, right? Understood. Yep. Yeah, the aft camera's nice. Oh, fish. Check out Zeus.
Look at those mahi, that's unbelievable.
I'm curious.
Mm-hmm. Fish so nice they named it twice.
What view is this one, Dan? Top left. Oh yeah, there's the hull of Nautilus.
Bridge, control van.
Go ahead.
Please reduce thrust to 25%.
Okay, roger, reducing till 25. 25 now.
Copy that.
What a cool view of Nautilus. Okay. Are you pulling out to the... Okay. So putting that tension on the tether. It's like an extra tagline.
Bridge, control van.
Go ahead.
Please increase thrust to 90% and track forward 0.3 knots.
0.3, okay.
Yep. Right. Yeah. Yeah, give it some space. Yeah. I know, it's fine. What's on the bottom there, a weight? Oh. You went almost vertical there for a second.
Vehicle coming out.
Copy that.